Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to our Courageous Leadership with Virginia Prodan. We are so glad to have you back here. And we are so happy to answer your question, your concerns, your comments. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Virginia Prodan, the host of Courageous Leadership with Virginia Prodan. I'm also the author of the book Saving My Assassin. You can find the book at virginiaprodanbooks.com/product/book. The reason I am telling you about my book for those who are new here is because I experienced socialists and communists. I experienced a lack of freedom, persecution, and it's my purpose, desire, and fire that I have in me to train and encourage Christians and non-Christians that they have a role, they have a purpose, and as I won against a cruel dictator in communist Romania, Nicolae Ceausescu, and by the grace of God, God used me as a tool in His hands to change Romania from a communist, socialist, communist country to a democratic country. You have a role too. I'm gonna show it to you that you have a role, and that's an important role. I know that we are living in a different type of society, not also in America, but all over the world. We encounter something that we never experienced before. I have been in America for over 30 years, and I never imagined that I will see what I am seeing right now in America. The government is trying so hard to implement socialists in our country and force us to submit to its requirements, and people in many cases, they feel discouraged in many ways. They don't feel that they have a voice or they have a role or something. But I am telling you, we can win this together. Yes, there is time and there is an opportunity for us to stand up and win together. First of all, I want you to see yourself as part of this winning for America, winning, if you want to call it game, but it's not a game. It's for the heart and for the future of America. And you also have to be ready and prepared for the battle. I want, for those of you who read the book and for those of you who will read the book, Saving My Assassin, again, you can find it at virginiaprodanbooks.com/product/book. I advise you to read chapter 3 several times. Why? Because it's a story of my uncle who did not see himself as part of the battle in Romania against socialists and communists. And he decided that someone else will speak up. So he had a business, and he decided by the time everything will be just fine, socialists will not come to Romania. He thought that he went to England for business, and he stayed there for a period of time, again thinking that he is not part of the game, he's not part of his voice is not important. So he continued to do his business, believing that others will speak for Romania and will speak for freedom. Well, sure enough, when he returned to Romania to his business, the socialists already was in power, with lots of people supporting socialists. And when he went back to his business, the government started to dictate to him what he needs to do. He decided to speak up. Well, at that time, the government was strong and powerful enough to subdue already a lot of people, and he was put in a psychiatric hospital. his business was taken away from him, and so forth. You'll discover more things about this in my memoir, Saving My Assassin. So for that reason, I am telling you, this is very, very important to see yourself as part of the battle against socialists, against discouragement, against the fact that America is going so wrong in so many ways, and in many ways is because we, Christian or non-Christian, decided that someone else will speak for America or for different situation, and we decided not to speak. Our silence is dangerous and detrimental for our future and for the future of America. In fact, I was talking yesterday with a friend of mine, and she mentioned to me that she believes that lots of parents gave up their children's education. They believe that they don't have a role, they don't have a voice, and the government is in charge, and the government does all kind of crazy things against their children or their education, training them to socialism and all other liberal ideas. Well, it's time for us to realize that we have a voice. We can be part of this winning America back to freedom, to faith and family. So we have to, first of all, to make that decision. Yes, my voice is important. I want to be part of rebuilding America, not by silence destroying America. Number two that I want you to have in mind is refuse to be discouraged. America is too precious for you and for all of us. And for that reason, you have to fight against discouragement. That's one of the tools that the liberals are using against us to discourage us that we are just one person, we can do anything, which is not true. In God's power, we are more than conquerors, and He can do amazing things in our lives. I don't have the time, but I encourage you to read my memoir, Saving My Assassin. I was 20 something years old, between 25 and 30 years old. I was under 5 feet tall. I'm still under 5 feet tall, 82 pounds in Romania. Nobody. And I took the government to court, and I exposed the government, the socialist and communist government, to in the entire world. And by the grace of God, that system collapsed, and God used me for his glory. God can use each one of us. Not we don't have to have ideas. God is going to give us ideas. We all have a place where God put us, place of influence in our family, in our community, in our business, in our country, because I'm talking not only to people in America, but people all over the world. You are there for a very good reason. You have a pulse, you have a purpose, and God can guide you. The Bible tells us that God puts his hands on our back and says, this is a way, walk in it. We are never, absolutely never alone or never in confusion. In my life, God used amazing people, not only in Romania, but here in America. As I rebuilt my life, I found myself in a foreign country trying to raise 3 children on my own as a single mom. And it was a very, very powerful thing to do. But with God, I managed to win together, because by the grace of God, I learned English. I didn't know one word in English when I came to America. I have no money, no friends, and by the grace of God, I learned English. I went back to law school, this time in Dallas, Texas, at SMU Law School. I raised my three children. The first daughter graduated like me from SMU, my second daughter from Harvard Law School, and my son from United States Air Force Academy. And all three of them are serving the Lord. Everything is possible. You have to see yourself part of this battle. And if it's against socialist or communist, whatever the government wants to establish, or against your circumstances that might go against you. You have so many things that go against us these days. The raising of skyrocketing of the prices of gas, food, and other things. Every single day you read in newspaper or news media only absolutely negative things, and it's not very easy. It's normal, to be discouraged. But you have to fight against discouragement. You have to fight the hope of the future and the hope that you have a reason to be here. You are here for a reason. And I would love to hear from you how God guided you and what is your purpose, what God put in your heart. Maybe to go to your children's school and talk with principals and talk with them about the situation. It's absolutely amazing to know that nowadays, as my friend explained to me yesterday, there is no textbook for kids. Kids don't come home with textbook. Parents have no idea what their children are taught in school. This is so dangerous because they separate, they absolutely eliminate parents from their children's education. And this is important, that you have to be involved in your children's education. You have also to be involved in your election. Go and find out and discover as much as possible about the election in November. Find out how to register in many states, including in Texas. There is next month, at the beginning of the month, is the end of registration process for the election. So go and do search on internet and find out what are the requirements in your state. Make sure you understand, because in Texas, it was very confusing. People have to make sure that they have to print the registration form, fill it out and mail it, not email it. Doing by electronic, it does not count. So make sure you know the process, and you also know how to do it. Encourage your representatives, or go and tell them what you don't like, and so forth. And the third things that I want you to have in mind is this: help others to join you and to join each one of us in what we call winning together. We are forming an army of people that are focused on what is the best for America: freedom, freedom of religion, freedom of First and Second Amendment, freedom to bear arms, freedom of speech, freedom to go to church, freedom to choose your education, freedom to choose what you vote for, and so forth, and freedom to have a fair election, and so forth. So helping others is not only share your research with others, but also at the election time, if somebody needs, for you to take care of their children so they can go and vote, or take them to the voting, whatever the situation might be. Remember, we are here to form an army of fighters for freedom so we can win together. We are not alone, not at all. I know the internet, the COVID that we have, and after the COVID, what the government is trying in many ways to keep us isolated, separated, and trying to convince us that we don't count. It's something that you have to realize that it's not true, that you and your life and your voice and your actions are important. And remember, not only your voice, but if your voice is not expressed in your actions, then you cannot win. If you don't go and vote, there is no way that you can win. In fact, not voting, you are voting for the other party. Many people are discouraged, and I heard many of them saying, well, even if I vote, how do I know that it's going to be a free election, a fair election, and so forth? Well, let me tell you what I think is I go and vote. I do the research before I vote to choose the right and the best person that will protect the values that I believe in: faith, freedom, and family. And I go and vote. And with my vote, I pray and I said I did my part. The rest, the protection of my vote, the victory, and so forth, it's in God's hands. And I believe that I'm a co-worker with God. I do my part, and God is going to do his part. So again, those are the three things that I want you to have in mind, and make a judgment for yourself, for your family. See yourself as part of the battle for America. Refuse to be discouraged. America is too precious to you and to all of us, and in fact, is too precious for the entire world. And the third one is help others. As you start and you help yourself, now go to the next level. Help others to join in this army to fight for freedom, family, and faith, and to win together. Together we can do amazing things because God is on our side. America was built on Christian values, and America continues to remain on Christian values because of our actions. Our inactions are dangerous. And I have to tell you, I do not want anyone to live their lives the way my uncle lived his life after he realized that it was a time when his voice was powerful, but after the socialists took power, how they put him in psychiatric hospital and finally killed him. I don't want anyone to live this kind of life, not to be able to look in the mirror in your own eyes. So today we have the time to see yourself as part of the winning battle and the winning army of God to win together. Refuse to be discouraged and help others to refuse to be discouraged themselves, and also to become with us an army that we can win for faith, freedom, and family in America. May God bless you, and I will be so honored to hear from you how God used you for his glory to be part of this winning team, to how you fought against discouragement, and how you encourage others to not to be discouraged, but to be a fighter for freedom, for faith, and for family, and for our precious America. Until next time, God bless you. And don't forget to send us your comments, or to put the comments down in below. May God bless you, and remember, you are precious in God's eyes. You are precious to each one of us, and you are precious to America. Until next time, God bless you. Bye-bye.